Oh, we got tier lists, chat. We got tier lists. So first, subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel. Second, if you don't like this tier list or you think it's stupid, first off, you're stupid. YouTube loves tier lists. Second, anything, if you have an issue with the logo size or the categories, please leave all of your complaints in the comment section below. Thank you. Sicko will not read them, and neither will I. What if we just delete this one, now that I think about it? Because we don't have all of them. Sicko, thoughts? I think we just delete this one. New tier list just dropped, guys. Updated live in front of you. Okay. Bet Boom's decent, though. Here, just so if you guys don't remember what Bet Boom did. I don't know if I want to say they cooked, just because they didn't really... Cloud9 just kind of imploded, right? Do think this roster is better, but every time I think Bet Boom's going to be decent, they're ass. So, like, I think they actually did really well, so I'm going to go decent. Heroic. I think they cooked. They lost their team again, and they found a way to buy another trio to maintain getting invites to different events. I think that's worth it. Yeah, I think Heroic did fantastic. Gamer Legion, just pulling up the roster so you can see them here real quick. Say overall, I think they're cooking again, to be honest with you. But the reason I say this too is it's a little bit, I am simping for Ash here. Like, Ash has been owning as Gamer Legion's coach and doing different things. And I'm really excited to see Rez play somewhere else. I'm going to go with decent, though. Decent. It's hard for them, I think, to like, because they were already pretty solid. I feel like they've done some good moves. PR coming from Mao's Academy and getting Rez, I think, if I say they cooked, it's just purely because I'm simping for Ash. I think this is decent, but I have a feeling that this roster will do really well. But I don't know if, like, this is more like roster moves in general. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Do I want to be mean? This is for the clickbait thumbnail. All right. But if you are subscribed to the fl0m Clips and Highlights, which means, first off, you're absolutely stunning. Second, that means that you've heard my take on this already, which is complexity was fucked from the start. No roster move. If losing a liege, the highest complexity was gonna get was here. Okay, this is kind of clickbait because, like I said, they've taken a huge gamble on Nick and Danny, which I think is actually good. You are not replacing a liege. You're not even going to come close to replacing a liege. You're not going to definitely replace a liege with anybody that isn't under a massive buyout or a relatively large buyout. You took a gamble on two people that were free signings, and you're going to see if it works. So for now, you're here. But I appreciate that they took the gamble, because the brutal reality is even if they made some okay signing, you still lost a liege. Like, let's just say you did the thing that everybody on Reddit says if you have like infinite money, like M80, some small org, which they're not, by the way. You know, just buy out Lake, forehead. Let's just say they got Lake for a liege. They would still be here. I might honestly have them here. So yeah, let's go there. This one's easy. I don't hate their signings. I just like QB. I literally watched Fnatic so little I forgot he was on Fnatic, and hyped. I was surprised they dropped him the first time, and then I was surprised when they dropped Searson. Big always just feels like they're just switching out pieces randomly and hoping something randomly works. It's not that I think it's awful. I'm just kind of like, nah. Yeah, so I think Big is a meh from me. Boss. Gavin, are you watching? Lost IGL. I appreciate you putting Boss in here, to be honest. See, just so you can see the roster. So look at this fucking guy. First off, apparently I'm pugging with him. Less elo than me now. Fell off. Yeah. What do I think about this roster move? Yeah. It's not. I mean, they're working with what they got. They got two players poached. They're not a salaried team. I really think I would have moved them up to decent, but the problem is Wolfie literally doesn't shut the fuck up. So because of that, it goes back down to here. Wolfie literally never stops yapping, and he's bald, so like, but he's not like the liege bald, you know what I'm saying? He's not like bald buff, he's bald debuff. I just want you to know that I'm doing a tier list of roster moves right now, Wolfie, and I was gonna put Boss at decent, but you don't shut the fuck up, so you're meh.
That's facts. Let's just say one tier at the very bottom is gonna have just one name. Wolfie, and it rhymes with waffle.
Yeah, Wolfie, I'm gonna say this as your teammate and your friend. You'd be such a way better player if you shut the fuck up sometimes. I love you,
And Gavin, as
but
your
you're a fucking
friend and
yapper.
teammate,
Grow some hair.
505 Royal Lane.
Oh god.
Now that I'm done insulting Wolfie. You can never insult Wolfie enough, though. I mean, that one's a pretty easy one. We kind of talked about it in like the top 20 videos when I was like reacting. Mother. Not very many teams drop a top 20 player and then also get a top 20 player for that. And they play very similarly. It's not like an exact 1-to-1, but it's pretty damn close. So I feel like that's just an easy one. Vitality did incredibly well. I don't really care where players rank at different times. I personally would rather have Rops on my team than Spinks. Sorry, Spinks. Going top 20 player to top 20 player, similar play styles and roles. Very hard to do. They cooked. And by the way, they didn't have to buy him out. Let's see. And I put him there as an NA fanboy. As an NA fanboy. Well, all right. We decided to go up here, right? All right. We're doing this. We're no longer in FaceQ. We're fucking finishing this goddamn video. You guys are just tuning into this video. I've queued 3 different FaceQ games in between all this. So let me, holy shit. Okay, FaZe. Let's wait for the video. Okay. Real, not staged, and not fake. I think decent. And I say that as a North America guy here. I can't put it in they cooked because I don't really know how much FaZe really gets better. And without being overly obsessed with roles, I still think that like they did get very different players. FaZe picked up the best available player that they could, but like there's real potential for a lot of growing pains for FaZe. I think with the FaZe getting a leash, I think they did pretty well. There weren't many options for them with Rops just literally walking out for free. And I think Alige has got to be, yeah, there was the best available agent for them to snag in there. Yeah, Stu, give me 5. Make it 10. Fat fuck. Keep it in the video. Fuck yourself, Stu. All right, let's talk about Eternal Fire. Yeah, let's pull up Eternal Fire here. So let's swap out to get Joda. So losing Calyx and getting Joda, I don't have like a strong opinion about this one way or the other. I feel like Calyx wasn't necessarily a problem, but the potential upside here is big. So I'm going to go with decent. Because to me, Eternal Fire struggles with a level of consistency, mostly out of Wicadia, somewhat Calyx, and Woxic. It's not that I think Woxic or Wicadia should have been dropped. They have really high ceilings, but also I just don't know if Joda, I don't know if is like completely changing this team. I don't know, not like Cole. No, not like Cole at all. No. The equivalent would be if Eternal Fire got or lost Xantares and then like got somebody else, you know what I mean? That would be that equivalent. So I think that's a decent move for them. It could end up netting them more, but for now, I can't be like, oh my god, this is the difference maker. Eternal Fire is now gonna be, you know, even one step higher, because they're already really good, to be fair. Like they were genuinely contenders in certain tournaments last year. They just lack their floor was a little too low at times. And I think this guy Joda can make them better, but I don't know if I want to say like it makes them insane. I'll put G2 at decent. I think considering they lost Nico, the fact that they already had Mobs with the intention that he could take over Nico's roles, and then getting Heavy God, I've been pretty critical of Heavy God because I feel like he's always talked about and I've seen glimpses of it, but he lacks that consistency that I really want to see. Like, it's so clear how talented he is, but I feel like he struggles to raise his floor at times. But I can't put them at they cooked because they literally don't have Nico anymore. Similar to what we talked about with Complexity, but like not to the same level, right? Because they already actually had a backup plan. If anything, I'd almost say they cooked. The fact that they lost Nico and I feel like their team is in still a incredibly strong position. Losing a player like Nico and still not even like, I'm going to leave them at decent, but many teams losing that caliber of player, I feel like G2 can maintain where they currently are as a team. Liquid. I need a, you know what I should add? Another bro. They almost cooked. I want to put them like right here, but I can't. I love that they got Nerds. I think he's a great upgrade over Kinder, but there's still this fundamental problem with Liquid that people don't like to hear because they're because it involves, quite frankly, two of some of everybody on the internet's favorite people in the CS scene. It involves JKS and NAF. JKS and NAF, and it seems like they already have a solution, and JKS and Twist are going to be a bit more aggressive, but picking up Nerds from a skill standpoint, they've absolutely cooked. But from it does not solve what was the glaring issue with Liquid, which is as soon as Ykinder died, it felt so weird. It also, I want to say, I really don't like that Twist is going to be like, Twist can be an aggressive player, but I really just hope it's like for very specific and set times and not something he's trying to do all the time. I want Twist in the clutch, dude. He is literally called the magician, for God's sake. Can we get the guy in the clutch? For that reason, I can't put Liquid at cooked. I think from a skill standpoint, I think Nerds is a clear upgrade. I would never say otherwise, but the fact that they still have JKS and NAF together is really nice in terms of anchoring bomb sites, but really weird when it comes to their T sides. The good news is for them, the glass half full version is we've seen JKS take space before. We know he can take entries. We know he's just gotta, hopefully he can evolve into that role comfortably. I'm gonna go with Falcons to meh. For signing Nico and not getting Monacy and then getting the heroic core and then probably going to replace more players for how much money they spent and for what they have. Like, dude, that roster is still a project. I think it's an upgrade over the previous version of heroic, but one, that's assuming they have the same level of chemistry, and two, they're going to still make changes to that team. I almost would guarantee it, unless Dexter magically starts playing at a whole nother level higher. I think Dexter will probably be gone after the first major. I think the only reason he's even there right now is because they need the core for the major spots. We'll see how Tess's does. Tess's actually, I think, played really well last year, but we'll kind of see how that evolves. It is a better version of that heroic squad, but that heroic squad, if we're saying, did Falcons cook compared to the last roster? Yeah, but that last roster was an absolute fucking clown car. They tried to sign 3 different players and they missed 2 of them. No, maybe more, just the ones we know about. Like, they tried to get Monacy, no. They tried to get Jimmy with Monacy, no. They settled. When I say meh, that doesn't mean it's bad. But like, when I know this roster is probably going to make at least one roster move after the major, and I can already tell you who it is and the reason why they're there, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, it's decent when I know they're going to probably cut the guy. If we purely look at it from a last roster to this roster, you could say decent. When you add all of the context for what they were trying to do with this roster and why they pulled Nico over and part of what he probably thought he was going to get as well, I think it's meh. You think they can't beat Eternal Fire? Guys, if you're just joining and you're not understanding the point of this list, this is just for purely based off roster moves. This has nothing to do with team rankings. Ooh, I'm trying to think of like who I really like the roster moves of. I just think I'm going to put a lot of them in decent. I feel like there weren't really, from a fan perspective, like excitement levels, you could put rosters higher. FaZe cooked, Liquid cooked. You could probably, for Eternal Fire and Turkish fans, I'd say people probably think they cooked. Maybe not G2, but I'm trying to think of like results. Or in Heroic's case, maintained it. That's why Heroic's there. I'm going to put Pain and meh because they replaced a player that I felt like was pretty solid for them. I just don't have a strong opinion about him. For Davey, I'm just thinking like, we'll see, I guess. But the Pain one really didn't feel like I almost might put him in there cooked. Maybe I'm being too harsh because I don't know the guy that much. But all right, let's talk about VP. What do we think? Yeah, valid. I like the VP roster, except for the part where Electronics IGLing again. Am I fucking psychotic? Right? There was no news, right? That nobody else, like, right? fl0m or fl0m or FaZe aren't randomly IGLing. It is Electronic IGLing, right? No, dude, it's not even. I'm not even trying to be mean. I feel like if you've watched Electronics teams that he's IGL'd, nobody wants this anymore, right? At least outside looking in. I say this as a massive fan of Electronic. Please, dude. Just headshot people. You're really good at it. For that reason, I put them in there cooked because I don't even dislike the fl0m or the Icy pickup that much. I just don't think that, is this version of VP gonna make them so much better? I personally doubt it, but I could always be wrong. I can definitely be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'm sure with many of these I will be wrong again. But man, I just don't have any confidence in Electronic IGL again. Who knows though? Maybe him in this situation, this is what it needs to be. I don't know what would make it different from the other times, but maybe this is it. But for now, I think they're cooked. Oh man, what did Saw do again? Oh, that's right. They picked up. Yeah. Ah man, some of these are tough, bro. Aerostos and Udrix are gone is weird to me. Like the whole situation is weird because I don't know much about it. I'm going to just slide them here, and I have no problem admitting I don't know enough about it to have a good one on this. I'm going to put them in meh. Udrix and Aristos were like, Aristos especially, I feel like had crazy upside. Like maybe I'm just misremembering. Yeah, dropping statistically your two best players is definitely a bold move. I mean, what did it look like in 2023? That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't really sure. I mean, I guess story was, yeah, it feels weird. I don't know internally how, Saul works, but I imagine the two old men have a lot of say. Also, though, like maybe that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. I don't know. That's what the struggle feels like. I don't know. Yeah. People hate on Blame F, myself included, but he gets his a lot. He gets his more than probably anybody. Maddie's does have the most fucked up mousepad in Counter-Strike history, and Crims has been pretty consistent. I think there's times where we can maybe start to look at Crims a little bit and maybe start questioning, but I just really like that they're taking a chance on Fear as a young IGL. And full transparency, I don't know shit about this guy, and his stats don't even look great. Don't care. 17-year-old Ukrainian opera. That's all I need to see. He's going to be insane. 100%. Like, what was wait, isn't it rumor? No, that's a rumor roster still technically. We don't know who's on here yet. Maybe we leave NIP out of it. We could talk about metas though, and I could simp for Hampus for a second. Yeah, well, they are top 40 Valve ranking. Isaac and Hampus additions. In relation to their roster, it's better. How much better though? I think I'm just going to put them in the meh category. As much as I want to make this a segment, me simping for Hampus, I think we keep it here. They did lose a pretty decent player, but I also think they gained a really solid piece in Hampus. And I do think Isaac is actually pretty strong. I think he's a little looked over at time. I like it, but we're just going to put it in meh. I just don't know if Plopsky and Adam B are really going to be the ones to really like take them up. So I think that's where we leave it. Why is the complexity so big? Don't worry about it. Monty. Wait, who did Monty get? Let's talk. Let's see. Monty. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. Okay. God, dude. What a fun roster, huh? Fuck. Yeah, we'll leave that. We'll just go with meh, because considering where I expect Monty to be and where they were for a long while there, I feel like they've just slowly started to completely go the other way. Honestly, I might even just feels like it just feels really weird me not lying to anybody. Well, those are okay. Well, fuck it. You know what? Nah, fuck it. Stats alone, meh. Also, is SDY even playing for anybody right now? Now we got me. That's right. Oh my god, the Ents roster is so fucking cursed. It is so cursed. I don't know That's right. They won an event. They're literally my goats. Let's go to one that I actually have a decent discussion about because I have seen and followed the team a bit. There we go. Not trying to bullshit anybody out here. I think Regali's sick, by the way. I think this is actually such a do we dare say they cooked? I mean, from a opping perspective, bro. Stats are not everything, chat. And FlyQuest played better teams. But I do need you to there are levels to things. Now, Regali, I'm not saying he's going to do this, and this is not, once again, look at the quality of teams they're playing against, but there's still levels to this shit, okay? Oh, man, this is just going to turn into a flame session. But anybody that was watching FlyQuest games knew that, versus the very top teams, FlyQuest, I felt was entirely live and die based on Alistair's performance. If he was able to compete, and I don't just mean take over, I just mean have a solid game, FlyQuest looked very formidable. if he couldn't, it always looked like they struggled a lot. And I think Regali can give them that level. Like I've seen some really good stuff out of Vexite. I'm a huge fan of Ints, dude. I think this guy's actually insane. Full Glaze, actually. Full Glaze, I think this guy's cracked as fuck. I think if he wasn't on an Aussie team and he's on an international team, he could be doing some crazy damage for people. No, I know. Well, yeah, we could here. We'll do this here. We'll go complete, and then we'll pull up Regali, and then we'll do like 2023. There you go. So that's more. We'll do that. That's more fair, but that's still a very large upgrade. You know what I mean? 2024, he was playing against some lesser opponents, especially towards the end. I'm not trying to bullshit you, but even if you take, I think this was that his rookie year, or was this his rookie year? Yeah, like, well, I guess he was on Flames, but I think he's a much bigger upgrade over Alistair. I think they cooked, man. Cause like, dude, think about it too. They're an Australian team. Who the fuck had FlyQuest going out and getting Regali? Fuck it, I'm here for it. Let's simp a little bit. Let's be nice to people. But is it too nice? Probably. But like, that was the pain point for FlyQuest. They addressed the pain point, and they got somebody out of left field that I feel like probably was a good deal for them, good situation for them. Like, I don't know. I think that's good, man. I think they did a good job. So what do we think about this? They lost George. I like that they're being more aggressive and just kind of like making some big changes to the roster. I also think though that I can't confidently say it's going to be like better. It's a bigger gamble on the roster. I think it's the type of move that gets them over the hump, right? Like it will move them positively, or it'll move them negatively quite a bit, because they were definitely stuck. I think Cryptic's a good IGL. I do think that with Carson in this team, it didn't look as strong. I don't know if that's because of his call, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying the calling and what they were doing didn't feel that great. The problem is losing George is a hard one to like excited about. I'm trying to tank the stock so I can buy low. No, I just don't want to bullshit. It just because somebody's at meh or cooked doesn't also mean that the gamble can't pay off. Electronic could be the greatest IGL ever, and we just never knew it and just didn't see it in 3 different rosters, the IGL. But like, this could be it. TSM. Is it actually on HLTV? No, it's not. That's a rumored roster. I don't know if I want to do like until they actually, because also this version of TSM Sicko is going to be like, it's going to be scuffed because they need the roster slot. OG. Want to say probably cooked, like in a bad way. Sorry, they're cooked. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. OG's a hard one to place, man, because they're already struggling quite a bit. If you look at their Valve ranking, like they're really struggling. Like, I like the organization. I want them to do well, but also it's like, fucking hey, man. Do I think this roster's magically going to fix things? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think so. My initial reaction is meh at best. I don't know if this is going to take them from a 74th ranked Valve ranking team to a spot, because they got to climb like 30 or 40 spots to even start getting invites. I mean, sure, their HLTV ranking has them higher, and it is a bunch of like younger players that could continue to progress and get better, but it's a whole lot of ifs, ands, and buts. So I'm just probably cooked. They're probably cooked. I feel like they're not going to get much better. Perfect. Well, am I being too harsh, or I think they got 2 upgrades. Yeah, they upgraded twice, I'd say. Yeah, we'll go decent. The bro moved today, I think. If it was just George for Tim, I'd leave it probably at meh, even though I think it was the right move. Bro for Breeze feels like a good one. Feels shitty to say because obviously I've known him for a while. We gotta stop me doing tier lists. I don't do this shit fast enough, and I don't give hot enough takes. I feel like I can see both sides of every fucking situation, so I'm like sitting there thinking about it both ways. They got George, who's the best player on Nouns, and they benched Automatic for him. And I realize if you don't follow North American Counter-Strike as much, Energy poached the best player off of one team that was playing very good CS, and they removed their worst player for him. Now with Breeze, they removed their second worst player, but it kind of depends on when you start looking at things, and replaced him with Bro. And I know some people like to dunk on Bro, and I know there's a lot of memes with Bro, but I think that having a player that has been playing European tier 1 professional Counter-Strike as much as he has and versus all those people, I think he is going to be an incredibly reliable piece for them as an anchor. The last one here that isn't a hypothetical is probably 9. So they picked up, they have Kragan, Favin, and Bobek. Fuck me, dude. I don't know. I think I remember him on Ecstatic. I don't know enough. I haven't seen Favin play Counter-Strike in probably like 6 months, maybe longer. I'm going to leave these ones at the bottom. Just some of them are hypothetical rosters that aren't fully announced yet. And then like, I think I guess I could just throw him in here. I think Favin's pretty good. I don't know enough about Kraken, man. And then who the fuck is Bob? We'll go here. Bob, sorry. I haven't seen you play Counter-Strike before, brother. Sorry. Man, this team looks familiar. I say that with only 2 players from the past team, but whatever. This team looks familiar. Great. So I'm supposed to have an opinion about this team when I only know 2 of the players fully. All right, we'll do what any rational person does. We check stats and we immediately judge them off of stats alone. 2024. All right, I've seen enough. They're okay. Patsy. Yeah, I know. I remember I'm kind of trolling, but I'm like not trolling either. It's like, you know how you like see a player play a couple times. I don't want to lie to people just for reactions or to pretend like I know what the fuck I'm saying. I do think having Kicker, Jame, and Dustin will probably give them a level of consistency that'll get them pretty far. I actually have a lot of faith in them being able to do that. It's just like, how strong will these guys be when they start playing tougher competition? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where their ceiling is. Yeah, no, I remember Patsy moved off this team. I'd say decent because I really do feel like that actually is enough to move them probably to where they can fight for an invite for tournaments. James isn't going to IGL. Oh, then it goes here. I'm going to put that there. I don't want to remember it's in relation to their own roster. So I don't have do I think that Kicker IGLing is going to move them further down from 85th ranked in the world? Probably not. I'm sure Jame will still have input as well. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it there. Sorry, I don't have as hot of takes for some of these other teams. It's hard to actually have like real talks about teams where you're just like, I don't know. All right, well, this video that should have taken 5 minutes and done in one go took like 4 hours. I did it through 3 different pugs. Sicko's going to have a great time with this one. I gave entirely way too much feedback on each move and thought about it entirely way too much. And I'm actually going to put my face back up here so you can see the full list for a second, but I'm not going to think about it anymore because if I do, I'll just keep going. Dinner rolls from various restaurants will take the entire stream. There's literally no way we could do a dinner roll tier list. I swear to God, if you keep that in the video, Sicko, I'm going to be pissed.